Okay, I think we are recording. Okay, what's up, guys? It's your boy Coronite, back at it again. Well, this is probably I think this is the first tier list I'm uploading for YouTube. But today, as you can see, we're gonna be doing a Smash Ultimate waifu tier list. Min Min has just come out, so obviously the waifu rankings are going to change a bit, and it's also been a while since I made one of these. So as you can see, I've already set up the tiers. Let's start from the top. We have S tier, which is top waifus only. This is the best of the best, your top waifus. You have A tier, which are super solid waifus, you know, waifus that are just a bit shy off of being S tier, but obviously still great waifus overall. B tier is pretty good waifus, you know, better than average, but nothing too crazy. C tier is decent waifus, you know, and not exactly a bad waifu, but it's nothing great, you know, it's just decent. D tier is underage jailbait. Okay, we do not shmesh with that here. Okay, if you are a minor, get out. I don't want to see it. Okay, leave. And then E tier is for things, you know, it clearly says what the fuck is wrong with you. This is the things that, you know, I mean, you'll see there are some anomalies that, you know, just should not be put anywhere. So let's just go through the roster here. I'm just going to go in order of who appears on the side. So first we have Bayonetta. Now in terms of where I want to put Bayonetta, but let's talk about the pluses. Bayonetta, now first things first, I have not played any Bayonetta games. I have not played 1 or 2. However, they do look very good. Bayonetta definitely looks like an interesting character. She seems to have a good sense of comedy, wit, and satire within her speech. So she definitely seems like a solid waifu. In terms of aesthetics and appearance, you know, Bayo is pretty damn tall. I'm pretty sure she's like 7 foot something or like 6 foot something, so she's like mad tall. So you know, if that's a turn off for you, then it is what it is. If it's not, then Bayo has a lot of other points. You know, the bosom is there, the breasticles are there as well. So overall, for me, I think for now I'm gonna put Bayo in B tier. I'm sure if I played the Bayonetta games and was more familiar with her personality, could even be an A tier. But for now, she's gonna go into B. Okay, so next we have female Byleth. Now, again, I have not played Fire Emblem Three Houses, but by the looks of it, Byleth isn't exactly an interesting character, as they are a silent protagonist. So there isn't really much going for her in terms of personality, besides, you know, her being like the leader, like the teacher and all that kind of stuff within Three Houses. In terms of aesthetics, the hair is very you know, it looks good. The facial features are very nice. In terms of proportions, it seems pretty average for the most part. If we actually look at the recent renders for Fire Emblem Heroes, we can see that Byleth has definitely received some sort of buff with the chest region. So overall, not a bad waifu. In terms of where I'm gonna place her, I think for now I'm also gonna put her in B tier. Might even move her down to C tier later, just because in terms of personality there isn't much there, and you know, there isn't much more else. But for now I'll put her in B tier, and we can just kind of move them around as we proceed. Next on the tier list we have female Corrin. Now, I know a lot of people definitely have something, you know, a little something special for female Corrin. As you know, she is, if you do have a foot fetish, she does not wear shoes. So if that's for you, personally isn't for me. But you know, if that rocks you, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Again, she is another silent protagonist, similar to Byleth. I do like her hair color a bit more than Byleth though, and also the facial features. In terms of proportions, it seems pretty much on the same level. If I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, Corrin seems kind of boring to me. There isn't really much substance. And you know, she is like part dragon, so you could be like, you know, you could be getting busy, and you know, out of nowhere you were just like hitting it from the back, and then she like roars or some shit, does some dragon roar, or like, you know, her leg turns into a dragon leg or some shit. So you know, that in terms of everything else, I'm gonna have to put her in C tier. Definitely not a bad waifu, but just decent, I'd say. So next on the list we have Daisy, Princess Daisy. A pretty good waifu, I'd say. I mean, In terms of personality, she's definitely, you know, a very energetic character, a very spunky character, you know, always spouting those one-lines. Personally, in my opinion, I can find her a little bit annoying sometimes. Just like, you know, her saying like, "Hi, I'm Daisy," all the fucking time, because it's like, nah, I'm like, this is just, you know, definitely a tape that mouth shut kind of situation. But yeah, in terms of proportions, not too bad. Definitely a better rear end than the chest area. So in terms of where I'm gonna put her, I think I'd put her in B tier, maybe even C tier, just above Korin. But I think bottom of B tier for now seems reasonable. Let's see, going down the list. Okay, so next we have Ice Climbers. Now for some reason, a lot of people try to rank Nana, like the pink one, the girl one, but I'm pretty sure they are underage. I mean, if you look at them, they clearly don't look like a grown adult. Okay, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they're children though, so I'm gonna have to put them in jailbait, because obviously there's no smeshing to be done with that, like, of course. Continuing with the jailbait train, we're gonna have Inkling Girl. As obviously in the Splatoon games, if you have played them, which I will, the main, you know, Inkling that you play as is, you know, they're like, I don't know, like 12 or some shit, I don't fucking know, but they're definitely minors. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put them in D tier. Splatoon community, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. I'm like, I looked at Splatoon Twitter once and I wish I didn't. Please stop doing that. So yeah, and let's see. Next we have Isabelle. So this is interesting because I don't know if it's furries or all of the Animal Crossing community, or there's just like a secret Isabelle cult. But for some reason, people want to do things to this dog, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know how old she is, but honestly, it doesn't matter because she is indeed an animal. She is a dog, a canine. So that's obviously gonna go into E tier. I've literally seen people put her in A and even S tier, and it confuses me to no bounds. This is a literal dog. What's wrong with you? I don't care how cute she is or how, you know, how innocent she is. A dog. She is a animal. She is to be kept as a pet, not a partner. Please stop. Okay, now moving on with the list, we have Lucina. Now, I have not played Fire Emblem Awakening, but what I do understand, if we actually, I'm going to have a look at Lucina's age here. Yeah, if I search it up on Google, I have not played Fire Emblem Awakening, but it comes up with 17. Now, I know that in Fire Emblem Awakening, there is a lot of time skips and stuff to do with time travel. I don't really know what the fuck goes on, but Lucina is like Chrom's daughter. And Chrom's, I don't know, there's like a lot of people say she is underage. And, I don't know, that's just seeming like the most likely thing. So I'm gonna have to put Lucina in D tier. Usually anyone in D tier, I would not comment about physical attributes just because, you know, that is wrong. But we're not too sure of Lucina. But for the most part, we're not really missing out on anything. The hair is nice, the face is nice, but in terms of proportions, there isn't really much to work with. But regardless, she's going to go into D tier as jailbait because we obviously don't need that. Now, another very tough one to rank is Mii Gunner. Now, the main render for Mii Gunner is shown to be a female Mii, but we don't really know anything about the female Mii, so I'm not sure how, like, if they're underage. I mean, they don't really look like normal people, so it's kind of hard to tell. But by the looks of it, they don't look very old. Like, in my opinion, Mii Gunner just looks like a kid, the female render. So I think I'm just gonna throw her in. I mean, but even if they were like not a minor, there's nothing really going on here that's notable. Okay, so that does that for Mii Gunner. Next, we're moving on to Min Min. the newest the newest newcomer to the Smash Bros Ultimate roster. Now, if we look, I believe in the Min Direct, they did give her age, and I believe she is 18. We got it, guys. So Min is of age. Okay, she is not a minor. I repeat, she is not a minor. She is of age, so we can freely rank her wherever we want. Now, looking at her design, there is very interesting. I mean, first things first, I love the whole outfit. I love you know, the whole ramen theme going on. I like her beanie, I like her hair. It's very good stuff. I'm not a big fan of ARMS, never really played it myself, but she definitely seems pretty cool in game with her movements, and of course in Ultimate as well. Her moveset is definitely interesting. Now, if we move on to proportions, we can definitely see there's things going on in terms of the chest region. Nothing really too wild, not bad either, but you know, it's workable. But if we look at the rear, boy, yeah, Min is definitely packing in the rear end area. So with all things considered, I think, yeah, Min definitely an A tier, definitely an A tier waifu for me. So yeah, moving on. Okay, we got a big one here. We got Palutena. Now, Palutena is notorious for always being at the top of these tier lists, but I feel like people don't really explain why. So let's talk about why. I mean, I will be putting her in S tier, but let's talk about why Palutena is S tier, or perhaps even the best waifu on this tier list. Now, if you played Kid Icarus Uprising, you know that Palutena's personality is also S tier. She is very witty, she is very clever with her remarks, and she can also be very wise and heartfelt when it needs to happen. Like the way she looks off the pit and makes sure that her whole army is taken care of. She also has a very good arc of development in Kid Icarus Uprising as well, obviously with the whole pseudo Palutena arc where Pit has to come and rescue her. It was very interesting. In terms of the aesthetics, Palutena has a very unique hair color, it being green and very long. Her outfit is also very interesting, obviously capsulates that very angelic and goddess aesthetic going on. And in terms of proportions, Palutena does not fail in that regard either. Okay, the rear end and both the chest are very respectable. And honestly, I fail to see a regard in which Palutena really falls short in. There isn't really a weakness in her game as a waifu. So honestly, I couldn't put her below S tier. Yeah. So definitely, Palutena is a top waifu. With all that said, now moving on, we have Princess Peach, Princess Toadstool. Okay, the original waifu. Okay, she has been here since the beginning. You know, since she's one of the original waifus. You know. Ever since you played the original Mario, you go get her in the castle, all that good shit. Now, let's Princess Toadstool is obviously of age, you know, to be leading a fucking kingdom. I don't think there's a discussion about her being underage. In terms of personality, Princess Peach is kind of your typical damsel in distress, you know, Mario, you know, pretty a basic bitch, if you will, but definitely not a bad thing in that regard. In terms of aesthetics, you know, nice blonde hair, the outfit, she always comes correct with a, you know, an array of outfits. You know, obviously has her standard pink dress, then she's got the sports stuff, the Mario Kart stuff, the, you know, summer Super Mario Sunshine shit she wears there. So she's definitely she can definitely be, you know, what's the word, you know, dynamic and change up her appearance. In terms of where I'm going to put her, let's see. I mean, I think just because she is the shit, like an OG, and, you know, definitely pioneered what it means to be a waifu, I'm definitely going to put her in A tier, but still below Min, just because I think, you know, Peach isn't really packing much else with personality or aesthetics. And the proportions are also pretty normal as well, similar to Daisy. The chest isn't really saying much, but obviously the rear end is quite respectable. Okay, yeah, so moving on with the tier list, we have female Pokemon trainer, or Green, or whatever you want to call her. Now, obviously, if you've played the Pokemon games, you will know that she is indeed underage. Okay, it is quite obvious. There's nothing much to be said on that. She is, I think she's like 10 or something. So yeah, any of you guys putting her, you know, up in the normal tiers, you're really about to catch this case. That's all I can really say. So yeah, nothing much more to be said about that. Moving on, we have female Robin. Now, I have not played Fire Emblem Awakening, but let me just have a quick look and check the age. I have no idea how old Robin is, but I'm pretty sure Robin is of age. I'm pretty sure she's older than Lucina, and Lucina's like 17 or some shit. So I'm gonna rank Robin. Now, looking at Robin, another silent, well, not really. It's another Avatar type protagonist for Fire Emblem, but definitely I'd say more interesting than Byleth, and obviously Corrin as well. In terms of appearance, I'm not a big fan of the pigtails hairstyle. And obviously a lot of people would say, you know, there isn't really much to see in terms of proportions, as she's always wearing the robe. However, I'm to believe through you know, a few sources that, you know, that is not the case. The robe is simply there to hide what's going on. I mean, we've seen hella characters like this in media, you know. Let's say, you could say Conan from Naruto, for example, or like, you know, some other characters, you know, they wear a lot of clothing, but, you know, let that not shy you away from the reality of the proportions. Okay, so yeah, Robin I'm gonna put in B tier, just above Byleth and just below Bayonetta. Alright, next on the list, we only have a few left to go. Next we have Rosalina and Luma. Now, Rosalina and Luma is a very interesting character. Obviously Rosalina is of age, as she's, I don't know, and if you've played Mario Galaxy, you know she's existed on the planets for like, I don't know, like 100 years or some shit. But yeah, she's pretty cool in terms of personality. You know, she has a very regal aura about her. You know, she's very caring for all the Lumas within the observatory and stuff like that. She's overall just a very calm and caring character, and you know, it's enough to calm you down as well. So yeah, in terms of aesthetics, Rosalina is very tall, pretty similar to Bayonetta. Her hairstyle is also one to point out. I'm a big fan of the kind of fringe emo kind of thing. I mean, not really emo, but you know, the way it like covers one eye. Big fan of that. She's only ever seen to, actually no, she does wear more than just the dress. You know, we've seen in Mario Kart as well, and that also helps us determine the proportions. In terms of her proportions are pretty similar, if not identical, to Peach and Daisy. They are all within that kind of same realm tier of proportions. But just because of that, you know, her hairstyle and more of a personality than Peach, I'm gonna put her in A tier, just above Peach. So that's gonna do it for Rosalina. Next, we move on to another very, very controversial waifu, and this is of course Sheik. Now, this is something I have discussed endlessly with a bunch of individuals. You know, people always saying, "Oh, Sheik's a guy. No, Sheik's a girl. No, it's just Zelda in a body, so it must be a girl. Oh no, it's Zelda, but the body is of a guy." It's like, okay, if we look at the Ocarina of Time lore, when the time skip happens and Zelda turns into Sheik, we are told that Zelda's consciousness exists within the body. However, Sheik's body is that of a Sheikah male. So whether or not, you know, you're into like some mind play shit where it's like, oh, it's the mind of a girl, but it's the body of a guy, I fucking love. No, okay, I'm gonna be looking directly at it, and yeah, it's pretty clear to me that Sheik is a dude, okay, whether she's a girl or not. So while she isn't exactly jailbait, and you know, she isn't exactly an animal or something, I'm gonna have to put her in C tier along with Corrin. While Corrin is a decent waifu, I put Sheik in the realm of not very good waifu, because she could, you know, is she even a waifu at all? I think we should put that here. Even a pretty good waifu. Let's put even is a waifu. So that will obviously, you know, refer to Sheik. So yeah, Sheik going into C tier at the pretty much the very bottom there. So now I think we're in our last stretch. We've only got about 3 waifus left to rank. I don't think I've missed any. Yeah, so we're good to go with this. Oh wait, I mean, you could say the Bowser Jr., Wendy, but that would obviously go into E tier, and it's not on this list, so let's just ignore that. I don't know why people even rank her anyway. Oh wait, I forgot. Oh yeah, so Jigglypuff. Yeah, again, it's the same idea as Isabelle, animal, Pokemon. It's the same thing. You please don't do anything to it. That's not morally right. That's disgusting. But I don't like Isabelle a lot, so I'll just put Jigglypuff against above her anyway. I really don't like Isabelle like at all. At least Jigglypuff is a Pokemon, and Pokemon's cool, and Animal Crossing is not cool. I'm just I'm just kidding, okay? You can play Animal Crossing, I don't care. But yeah, so that let's see. Next we have Wii Fit Trainer. Obviously the female version. Now Wii Fit Trainer, I don't think we know what her age is, but it's safe to assume she's an adult, you know, by her voice, appearance, and overall. In terms of personality, I mean, you know, if you've played, you know, Wii Fit, I don't think I've played Wii Fit. I probably like fucked around with it when I was like 9, but I mean, we're safe to assume that the Wii Fit Trainer, you know, is very, she's a very, you know, helpful person, you know, she's there to help you get on the right diets, you know, the right, you know, the right workouts, you know, she's always there to help you with all that kind of stuff to keep you healthy. So she definitely seems like a very, let's say, considerate person. In terms of proportions, you know, the proportions actually aren't that bad. If we, you know, if there's plenty of footage to work with, if we look at, you know, Wii Fit gameplay, or if we just look at the character within Smash, you know, the proportions are definitely there. Both rear and chest are very respectable realms. In terms of the tiering placement, I think I'm gonna put her in B tier. In terms of, I'm gonna put her above Byleth, but between Robin. I feel like Robin and Byleth are pretty similar, but also very different. I think I just like Robin's aesthetic a bit more than Byleth, and Byleth just seems like a very clean slate, almost boring character. No offense to no offense to Byleth fans, of course, but I'm gonna put Wii Fit Trainer just there in the middle of B tier. Now, we're left with only 2 more waifus to rank, and these are definitely some big guns. First off, well, second to last, I should say, we have Princess Zelda. Now, Princess Zelda, similar to Peach, is one of the OG's waifu, one of the OG waifus. She's pioneered what it means to be a waifu since the very beginning. Now, the few first iterations of Zelda are pretty similar to Peach in personality. You know, the standard damsel of the distress, you know, has to be rescued, blah blah blah. But a lot of incarnations of Zelda we've seen in the various Zelda games show her to be very strong and definitely not to shy away from fighting. You know, if we look at let's see, fucking Twilight Princess, you know, she's like got the sword and shit. She uses like magic and shit. In Breath of the Wild, well, no, she's kind of a maiden there, but she still does shit, right? I think so. But it's kind of hard to consider all the different Zeldas, as they are different people. They are different interpretations of Zelda. The one that we have in Smash Bros. Ultimate, I think, is A Link to the Past. I'm not too familiar with what Zelda does in that game. I don't know if she's a damsel of distress the whole time or helps you fight Ganon at some point, but she's definitely an interesting character, you know, having the Triforce of Wisdom. She's definitely a wise character and, you know, a very intelligent, so you could definitely have some, you know, deep conversations with her about, you know, life and shit. I don't know. In terms of proportions and appearance, well, of course, Zelda is not to shy away. I mean, it speaks for itself. Zelda is quite possibly the cutest, like, most, you know, prettiest character in the game. Definitely gives Palutena a run for her money. You know, they're definitely on that same kind of wavelength for that. The hair is definitely, you know, it's definitely a nice hairstyle. I like the dress too. Proportions, we don't really get to see the proportions that much. It's kind of a similar case to a female Robin because she is wearing this very large dress. But I think we are safe to assume, you know, as we've seen, you know, some people do some discoveries, I think we're safe to assume that Zelda's proportions are definitely pretty good. And you know, if you like elves as well, she's got like those elf ears and shit, so you know, if that's your thing, then go right ahead. In terms of where I'm gonna rate her now, as much as I've seen loads of people put her in S, I don't think I'm gonna be putting Zelda in S. I think I'm gonna be putting her in A tier, but obviously just at the top of A tier, so just slightly off of S tier, but obviously she is definitely one of the top waifus overall. Now obviously last waifu we're going to rate is, of course, last but not least, Zero Suit Samus Aran. Okay, Samus Aran is arguably one of the best, you know, femme fatales you could say in a video game. Okay, ever since, you know, the first, I don't know, was it the first Metroid game or Super Metroid, where you finish the game, she takes off her, you know, her armor suit, and then you're like, oh shit, it's a girl. Oh my god, that's crazy. And then, you know, ever since then, we've seen different designs of Samus as a character, you know, in the Metroid Prime games, in Other M, and of course, throughout the Super Smash Bros. Series. And, you know, her design has changed a bit as we've gone through Smash games. Obviously, in Brawl, we're talking about proportions, you know, Brawl was definitely a good time to be a Samus main, you know, the chest was there. But, you know, the rear end was kind of lacking, at least compared to what it is now. I definitely think Smash 4 Samus was the best iteration in terms of proportions. You know, both the chest and the rear were definitely a respectable amount. And in Smash 4, while the chest has been nerfed a slight bit, the rear seems to be better than it's ever been. So she's definitely changed throughout the years. In terms of personality, I think Samus is a very interesting character. She has a very interesting character arc and development throughout the whole Metroid series, you know, with her parents being killed by Ridley and her just, you know, going on to discover secrets about the Metroids, about Phazon and all that shit. I mean, I haven't really played many Metroid games, but I know for a fact she definitely is an interesting character. And I think that is good reason enough to put her in S tier. In terms of if I'm going to put her above Palutena, personally, I think Palutena is a better waifu overall. I think her personality is much more interesting. While she doesn't have as much of an in-depth character arc as Samus, I definitely think she is more of a fun character, you could say. And in terms of proportions, I also think Palutena manages to best her, as she's remained more consistent throughout the years than Samus. So now looking at this list, I think we are done with all the characters to throw on here. In terms of any changes I want to make, obviously E and D tier are going to be unchanged for good reason. We could throw Sheik into what the fuck is wrong with you, I guess. I think, yeah, I might do that. I might do that. Because it is, of course, a dude, and this is a waifu tier list. Dudes are not waifus. It's pretty clear. In terms of yeah, Corrin, I definitely say stays in C tier. Would I move up or down any B tier waifus? Let's see. Would I move any of them around? I'm not sure. To be quite honest, now that I am, now that I'm thinking more about it, I think I'm going to put Byleth down. Actually, no. This is a very tough one. This is a very tough one, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to put Byleth down into C tier with Corrin, but still above Corrin. And I'm going to move Robin down to the bottom of B tier. So we'll, and then we'll put Daisy, then Wii Fit, then Bayo. I think A tier is fine. Yeah, Min Min definitely above Rosa, Zelda at the top, then Rosa and Peach. And then, of course, that you know, arguably the best waifus in Smash, I'm sure a lot of people agree, would be Samus and Palutena. So yeah, here it is. This is the full, complete 8.0 whatever waifu ultimate Smash tier list. Fucking yeah, I don't think we're really missing anything. I mean, I've seen people rank Pikachu Libre because that's a girl, but obviously that would go into E tier as well because it is a Pokemon slash, you know, obviously like an animal, so like don't do that. Other you know ones would be like the female villager, but again I'm pretty sure that would just go into jailbait. I'm trying to think what else would like warrant some type of tiering. Kirby's definitely a guy, I'm pretty sure. That would still go in E tier. I think Ivysaur, I don't know. Ivysaur would go in E tier as well, though. I've like seen that shit as well. I mean, you could rank Samus like normal Samus, but it honestly is the same person, but without the proportions being shown. So there's not really a. I mean, I guess we could rank it. It's basically the same character except minus the proportions. You can't see them. And obviously the proportions are definitely a big piece to what makes Samus a waifu. Obviously the personality is there, but the proportions definitely play a huge role. So if I was to put Samus somewhere, I'd probably put her maybe around here, like B tier. You know, even without the proportions, I still think she's able to beat you know, Wii Fit Daisy and everyone below her off of her personality and character arc alone. But obviously Bayonetta is still, you know, keeping that above her. Now besides that, I think I don't know shit about Dark Samus. I don't know if that even has a fucking gender, but yeah, I think that should do it. That should do it for the list. So yeah, this is the full waifu tier list. If you guys disagree with any of the tierings, please let me know in the comments or wherever. You know, if you disagree with D tier or E tier, please never contact me ever. I don't want to hear your opinion. Don't please leave me alone. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video and want more tier lists, please let me know in the comments below. What kind of tiers do you want done? What kind of content to do with tier lists could I you know, could I whip up? Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and of course I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.